divorce, we talk about it so often, but we usually only talk about women leaving, right? Because they leave 80% of the time. They make plenty of videos about it. But when a man leaves, how often is that he initiated divorce? He initiated, yeah, you can take half my stuff. I'm just going to leave. That is so rare because men just take such a blunt hit when it comes in divorce. They lose what, 50, 60 to 70, even up to 80% of their assets, kids and everything else. There's just so much involved in divorce that are against men. So when a man does initiate it, us in the space here are like, what did you do? How miserable of a woman are you for your man, your husband of how many ever freaking years it is, to initiate divorce, to leave you? It's a lot to think about.
My husband and my son snuck out while I was sleeping and moved out. I obviously have been
Snuck out.
talking about what I'm going through on here a little bit. Honestly, I haven't even really began to dive into what has happened, but this morning I woke up. A little bit after I woke up, I realized my son's car wasn't here. And a little backstory, my husband has been living in the house. He's been living in the basement. We have a completely finished basement that's kind of like an in-law suite. So he's been living down there. I don't bother him down there. I probably see him maybe 10 minutes a whole day.
Imagine being
Why are you guys even married?
married as a husband, whether you're going through a divorce or not, and having to live in the basement.
Yeah.
Thing I kind of asked was if he's coming and going to let me know when he's leaving so that I know who's in and out of the house, which I feel like is kind of reasonable. Like, I don't know where he goes half the time. Anyway, I noticed
Why does it bother you? Like, you literally don't seem to care. Why does it matter that he's in the house all the time?
son's car
Or in
wasn't
and
here,
out
and
of the
neither
house.
was his, but his usually isn't here in the morning. My son's car is always here.
I looked in the comments. I'm reacting to this in real time, but I did look in the comments and I seen the first comment. Somebody asked, how old is her son? She said 19, allegedly.
Almost never leaves the house unless he has class and he's still on break. So I texted my husband and was like, hey, where's our son? I assume my husband was at pickleball and would text me when he was done.
Why wouldn't she ask the son, where is he?
I was gonna say, do you not have access to your son's phone number or something?
That my phone started ringing almost immediately, and it was him. And he then informed me that he and my son, while I was sleeping this morning, snuck and moved out.
How do you sleep so hard to where you can't hear the son and the husband moving out?
I mean, they might be men. They don't have much stuff to move, so, but I can agree with you, Anton. You were that dead asleep?
And didn't tell me. Now, do I expect my husband to tell me that he's moving out? Well, I kind of expect him to tell me. If he wants to move out, he can move out. But I literally said something to him earlier this week where I was like, I feel like there's something going on that you're not telling me. And he's like, no, nothing. Why couldn't you just tell me? Why?
Smart man. Smart man. Never
Because you probably would have blown stuff up.
let your left hand know what your right is doing. If you are already in a toxic situation, then you don't have to give somebody preparation for what you got going on so that they can try to stop you from doing whatever it is that you're doing. And again, I'm assuming, because I'm reacting to this in real time, that they were getting a divorce or they were in separation and they was going their own separate ways. And so he doesn't have to give you heads up. The only thing he has to do is do what
I
he
mean, the son moving out, he also certainly doesn't have to give you a heads up.
got to do. The question is, why is it so toxic, and how was the son even working with? Because usually children tend to take care of their mothers.
True.
How did it become so
I'm a mama's boy.
toxic to where the son even want to get away from you? That's the thing that I'm asking myself, because there's always two sides to a story, and so I always look for the context clues when I'm listening to these conversations and trying to understand what's going on.
Like, even before I watched the video, I just saw the title. Again, I don't pre-watch him. I'm same with Anton. I watch him live with you guys. I can easily tell that she's a miserable person to deal with. Like, just the initiation of the husband leaving and the kid leaving. Yeah, she must be one of the most miserable women out there that no one wants to deal with. even your own child doesn't want to deal with you.
Again, my question is, the son is an adult, right?
Yes.
Meaning that the son isn't even in this space where they're a little kid. You got to fight for custody and all this stuff. The son dipped out at the same time as the husband, and they got the hell up out of there. Now, it sounds like the husband is really, really smart. Like, yep, he just bided his time. He probably stacked his bread. He probably went through it. It was cool. Sounds like he's communicative, meaning that he called it right back. And when he got himself together and when he was in a good space, or when he was fully prepared, he made the move, he dipped, and he got up out of there. But I'm still trying to figure out, it's still one detail that I'm trying to figure out. Actually, it's two. The first one is, how do you sleep through a move out? You don't hear a truck, you don't hear no furniture, movers. Because it sounds like maybe the son and the husband was working together. And they probably,
again, I think maybe they just didn't care. They left most of the furniture and left most of the stuff in the house. They just wanted out.
moved out themselves. You don't hear nothing. You didn't see nothing. You didn't wake up. You just woke up and all of the furniture was gone and they moved up out of the basement. That almost sounds crazy. That sounds insane. And for something to get so toxic, because usually relationships, that break up and they in that type of space, it's on some like, beefing. But when it get to the point to where, oh no, everything is cool, we chilling, we keeping it moving, we gonna make it work, we gonna make it do what it do, then it's something bad. It's something really, really bad that's attached to this whole situation. And I'm not going to assume as far as being able to say what it is or how bad it is or any of that, but I am going to say if it get to that point, then it's pretty problematic and it's pretty toxic.
A lie. He knows I hate lying. It's like the universe's joke. I hate lying so much, and he's a pathological liar. I should have known. I was really hurt, actually, that my son clearly knew that this was happening and didn't say anything to me.
Well, no, duh. He also left too.
Didn't say to his father, I feel uncomfortable being put in this situation. Maybe you should tell her the truth. And
or he saw you and was like, yeah, Dad, probably shouldn't tell her, and run!
That he moved. Like, my son and my husband are close, but I don't know. I'm pretty hurt by it, actually. I'm really trying not to cry. Like, what kind of person does that? And like, I'm hurt by my son, but I can't really be mad at him because I know he was manipulated in the situation. I know that my husband probably presented it to him in a way where my son didn't realize he was being manipulated and felt like he had to make a choice. I'm sure my husband
went straight to the son was being manipulated. Not that I'm some bad person. I was like, man, what did I do? How did my son freaking want to leave me like that?
He said,
no,
I'm moving out. Do you want to move out with me? Which then makes my son feel like he has to make that choice.
Liar.
There's no accountability, responsibility, self-reflection, none of that. Just winging it, huh?
Make a decision instead of saying, I'm moving out, I'm just letting you know. Where then my son isn't put in that position to make a choice and can think about it and make a choice later, maybe have a conversation with me as well, instead of sneaking out while I was sleeping and not telling me. This is the kind of man that he is. This is
one that is avoidant of whatever you're about to crash out about. I'm pretty positive you would have crashed out crazy. That's why he had to sneak out.
It's exactly who he is. He is very sneaky. He lies about just about everything. It's just who he is. I had actually accepted that is who he is and just kind of ignored it and was just living with it for many, many years. But I'm still in shock. Like, I had a couple panic attacks. I've been crying. I've called my dad. Damn it. Like, when does it end? My whole life.
Uh-oh, not the tears, the manipulation tears. We're not easily manipulated, man. We've been seeing this for a long time. We know how to read through the bullshit.
And this is why I love Anton and like videos and creators in this space. It's made men callous to this. And it's a good thing. Men need to be callous to this.
My entire childhood was surviving abuse. My first marriage was
not abuse thing.
Living with somebody who wouldn't talk to me. And then the last 20 years have been me just trying to get through every day with somebody who clearly hates me. The hardest part is feeling a little betrayed by my
Oh, she's
kids.
feeling.
I don't want to be angry about it because I know that they've been manipulated, but it still hurts. And I just feel very alone.
Oh my God! I can't believe it. She feels very alone.
Anton.
Look, when you get, like I said, when you get to the point to where you got to be relegated to the basement, and you're still overbearing and telling somebody that they need to let you know when they coming and going, and I'm assuming that he's contributing to the bills and the responsibilities.
I'm pretty sure he's paying the bills.
And the level of manipulation in this video alone tells me a lot.
Yeah.
And so she's going to pin it on the husband. She's going to pin it on the son. She's going to pin it on everything. At no point in this video, because everybody has a role to play in whatever it is that's going on inside of this relationship, right?
Yep.
And whenever you get to a point where you now are continuously blaming everybody else instead of taking some level of ownership and responsibility of the situation that you're in, I know that there's some level of manipulation in there. And you got to be a toxic person. You got to be one of the most toxic people ever to be in a space where people are sneaking out from under your manipulation overnight. You have to be one of the most toxic people ever for that to happen, because that just doesn't happen, especially with the kids.
Yeah.
And once they become,
again, most kids love their mothers. Like it's a thing.
adults, they get to see what the truth is. But
again, it is so mind-boggling that these women come online crying and playing victim and all this when men like us can easily see, no, I think you're the problem. It seems if two people are trying to sneak out from you, yeah, you must be miserable. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.